On Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 45, I'm going to tell you about some guitars from across the pond. You're going to become a super sleuth, and we hear from our bearded friend Matt, who is in the company of a very, very special guest. All that and more right after this. If you believe that playing acoustic guitar is about sharing the joy of music with friends and family, not just mastering the technical side of playing, then this show is your dream come true. Every Tuesday morning, I give you my list of exciting Guitar Geek discoveries, gear, and new music so you can stay inspired to live your best acoustic life. I'm Tony Polecastro, and this is the Acoustic Tuesday Show. Guitar Geeks, unite. Welcome to Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 45. This is the show where you're going to learn about acoustic guitar gear, discover acoustic guitar artists, and get inspired to live your very best acoustic life. And with all episodes of Acoustic Tuesday, I'm going to share with you my weekly list of Guitar Geek items that you absolutely need to have on your radar. But before I dive into this week's list, we got to kick things off with Acoustic Tuesday tradition, a tradition known as Guitar Geek Trivia. Here is your Guitar Geek trivia question for the day. Which star-studded bluegrass album recorded in the year 1975 is more remembered for its catalog number than its actual title? Is it A, Tony Rice's album Church Street Blues, B, J.D. Crowe and the New South's album, the self-titled album, C, Norman Blake's album Home in Sulphur Springs, or D, Mark O'Connor's album Markology? Go ahead and ponder that, and I'll be sure to give you the answer at the end of the show. I want to officially welcome you to episode number 45 of Acoustic Tuesday. I want you to get settled in, pour yourself a nice beverage, or two, or three, and I want to introduce you to, of course, none other than Sir Noah Jacob Heckman Jr., the first. Noah, I'm sorry I butchered your middle name. It's not Jacob, it's Jacob. Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's all right. You should be familiar with it now that my middle initial is on your...
on my new debit card?
Yeah, on your new debit card.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
good.
they mixed up our middle initials on our debit cards.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Tony and Acoustic Tuesday viewers. I'm excited to be here today.
I'm excited to be drinking from my Hodag mug. And the coffee's hot. I feel like I'm raring to go. Are you ready to press buttons and things?
Oh, you there? I've already been pressing the buttons.
Oh, well, perfect. Let's dive in.
Let's go.
So first up, I've got a luthier that first of all, bottom line, you need to know about this man. This luthier builds some of the most crisp, articulate, crystalline, just amazingly beautiful instruments that I've ever heard. Now, upon hearing of this luthier, I did a deep dive. I looked up as many videos as I possibly could, threw my headphones on, and started listening to his guitars. And holy cow, these guitars have just the most sustain I've heard. And these guitars have the clearest voice that I've ever heard. And the luthier I'm speaking of is none other than Nigel Forster over in England. Now, Nigel, I think it's pretty awesome. I just realized this. I was talking about the guitar sustain, Noah.
Yes.
And his name is Nigel. Get it? You know, the Spinal Tap thing? No?
Right, like this one goes up to 11.
Yeah, that. Sorry, I will continue. No, not to detract from Nigel. I just randomly made that connection in my head. But Nigel makes some truly beautiful, beautiful instruments. This is a man that's extremely dedicated to his craft, and he makes, first of all, he doesn't make just guitars. He makes archtop guitars. He makes tenor guitars. He makes bouzoukis. He makes mandolins and all sorts of different combinations. His work is really stunning, and I feel like he's on the cutting edge in one very specific department, and that is his treatment of the tops of the guitars. Now, he has, since he is a small bench luthier, and he runs a custom shop, so each instrument is, well, custom, designed for the player. He's got a couple different body styles, but more importantly, he's got a couple different top styles, 3 specifically. He's got the standard, the cylinder, and the flat. Now, I want to go through each of these just to kind of share with you the attributes and what I gather each contributes to the sound of the guitar. First, the standard top, denoted as an SS in Nigel's nomenclature on his models. This one, he says on his website, is actually considerably more curved or radius than your standard flat top, and I was pretty astounded to see that. In a couple different models, you can see this a little bit more curved top, and it definitely contributes to that almost the exactness of the note, that real crystal clear note, with each note kind of having its own little sonic pathway. Next up, we have the cylinder top. Now, this one totally blew my mind because this was brand new to me. I had never heard of a cylinder-topped instrument. Now, the cylinder-top idea started back in the 1890s with the Boston company Howe Orme. And Nigel has taken this design. He actually owns a vintage 1890s Howe Orme instrument with a cylinder top, and he's actually using that top design on his new instruments. However, the older versions of the Howe Orme design are ladder braced. Nigel's using an X brace on these models, and you'll see some pictures here. These guitars, they almost look bizarre, but after hearing them being played, they have a projection quality that is so delicate. And I say this because usually when I think of projection, I think of a very fierce kind of a projection of the note. These have a strong projection, but it's not a cutting projection. It's very delicate and very, very well balanced. So that's another top option that Nigel offers. And last but certainly not least is the flat option, which is denoted as an SK in his model nomenclature, and that is our standard flat top. And it's ironic, he says on his website that that's the last top that he ended up developing. The top that we've come to know as common, the flat top steel string acoustic guitar, is the last one he started to develop, which I thought was a pretty cool piece of trivia also. So just in summation here, we've got the standard top that Nigel offers, which is an SS, the cylinder top, which is an HO, and the flat top, which is an SK. And the reason I'm telling you this is because we're about to hear some of these models, and I want you to make that connection of what the different tops sound like. So starting up first, we've got a model GSS. Now, one thing to note about this model is that it has a 16 fret neck to body joint. So this is a perfect model if you capo way up and still want some guitar neck to play around with. And it has an SS, which is the standard top. Now, again, this is a little bit more curved than your standard flat top. So let's have a listen to the Nigel Forster model GSS. Next up on our listening field trip is the model CHO. Now, I've taken a lot of notes here. The C model by Nigel Forster is a little bit bigger than an OM, and because it has that HO designation, means this is a cylinder-topped guitar. So this is where you actually get to hear the cylinder top perform, and I think you'll be very, very impressed by its clarity. So I had to share one more guitar with you because it sounds so damn good. I mean, this guitar had me stopping and restarting the video many, many, many times because I was amazed at the clarity and the robustness of this guitar's sound. Now, disclaimer, this is a baritone guitar. This is a model CHO. So again, it has a cylinder top, slightly bigger than an OM body size, but it is a baritone guitar. So it's tuned much lower, the scale length is much longer. Now, usually with baritone guitars, there's a muddiness and almost this bassy buildup that can happen. Not the case with this guitar at all. So let's have a listen to a baritone CHO from Nigel Forster. Okay, so I'm not done telling you about Nigel yet, because very clearly he's a capable builder. You just heard some great examples of his instruments, but he's also an educator. So Nigel runs a blog called the Luthier blog. And if you're a budding builder, if you're an expert builder, wherever you are, if you're curious about lutherie, this is a great place to start, because Nigel has article after article on all these really cool, awesomely geeky topics. I'm talking about bracing, the old-fashioned way to join a top. I mean, it's all there, and he shows pictures and everything. He's got a ton of different YouTube videos out there. One to note is one on torrefaction, or the torrefication process, and how he used it on one of his guitars to kind of test it out, and holy smokes, you need to hear that. In fact, you'll see that link to that particular video at acousticlife.tv. If you click on episode 45, the NK Forster guitars segment, you'll be able to see that full video. So he also runs this Luthier blog, and now not only does he have articles there, but he's also published a few ebooks about lutherie, about how to make it as a luthier, about his experiences. So it's just a very, very deep well of knowledge that is available to you. So again, that's the Luthier blog, also run by Nigel Forster of NK Forster Guitars. So a lot of stuff going on there, and Nigel's just, as you can tell, he's extremely passionate about what he does, and extremely knowledgeable as well. Now I gotta take a deep breath, because this next announcement hurts. I'm still not done telling you about Nigel. Although I think you're going to want to also take a deep breath, and we'll bring the tone down a notch for this next announcement. Now, back on June 10th, 2018, I was notified via email that Nigel's workshop was actually robbed. And a lot of instruments were stolen from him. Stuff that he made, stuff from his own private collection. And I just think that as a guitar geek, we owe it to all other guitar geeks. We just need to band together. We need to unite and help out Nigel as much as we possibly can. And the best thing to do is go to his website. Actually, just go to acousticlife.tv. You'll see the link there. There's a link about the stolen guitars that you can share on your Facebook page. The more that this article, this link gets shared, the more likely it's going to be seen, and the more likely these instruments will be found. Now, I'm going to read a little segment from Nigel's website describing not only the process when he found out about the theft, but also the instruments that were stolen. So this is directly from Nigel's site on June 10th, 2018. He says, please share this on social media. The thieves are going to struggle to sell any of this without raising alarms, even if you're not in the UK. So this is important. I want all guitar geeks to share this. Please do this. Please share this news, as Facebook is much more likely to show it in the UK if more people are sharing it. So here's the deal. The thieves who did this are going to struggle to move this without setting off any alarm bells. So it's possible they will end up dumping or destroying them all. Ugh. But you never know. He may get them back, and if that is the case, there will be a sigh of relief from quite a few folks. Here's the list. I'm about to read a list of what all was stolen. He said some of these had already been paid for, so they were custom instruments already paid for by the customer, and they were about to be sent out. Others were the available now stock for the next 12 to 18 months. Those, of course, who had sent funds for the guitars will be refunded later this week. Fingers crossed the instruments will turn up. So here's a list of all what was taken from Nigel Forster's shop. A Forster Model O Celtic mandolin, a Forster 8-string Sapelli spruce mandola, his 1890s Howe Orm cylinder top guitar, yes, an original vintage Howe Orm guitar, a 1970s Fender Music Master bass guitar, a Ralph Plum viola, a Forster Rosewood Spruce Model DSS, a Forster Rosewood Spruce Model CSS, a Forster Relic finished electric guitar, a Forster Wenge Spruce Model SHO, a Forster Session King tenor guitar with a Relic finish, a Forster 10-string Wenge spruce guitar, bouzouki, and a Forster 8-string Babinga spruce guitar bouzouki. So please, again, share this post on your Facebook page. You can get to it through acousticlife.tv. Go on episode 45. The link will be there for you. If you want to go right to the Nigel Forster site, just nkforsterguitars.com, NKFORSTER.com, and you'll see it on his blog. Now, later up, he followed up with a reward that he wanted to offer if those guitars were found. You can find out all the information on his site, and of course, all the pictures of all the instruments, because as a guitar geek, he has pictures of most of them. In closing, he says the workshop, his workshop, is in Hexham, Northumberland. So Newcastle, Sunderland, County Durham, Northumberland, and Cumbria are the most likely places for the gear to be found. But wherever you are, please let me know if you see anything. This lot represents about 8 months of work, a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of care, and a lot of effort. So please, I just want everybody to spread the word as much as you can. I want us guitar geeks to unite and see if we can get Nigel his instruments back. And of course, they're not just Nigel's instruments either. Some of the instruments he custom built for other players. So this is a lot of people affected by this, and nobody should get away with stealing guitars. So please, again, go to acousticlife.tv, episode 45. Check out the Forster Guitars segment. You'll see the video demos of all the guitars, but also the link to share on your Facebook. And let's see if we can get these thieves found. What do you say, Noah? Some super sleuthing?
Some super sleuthing. I'm ready.
I'm going to super sleuth into the mailbag here real quick, because a lot of stuff came in. First of all,
not for me.
What, not for you?
Not for me.
No. But I mean, kind of. I'll show you.
Okay.
So first off, the Fretboard Journal issue number 42 with I'm With Her on the cover. Really excited to see those ladies on the cover. Cannot wait to dig into that. And also, I want to very much thank whomever sent me the care package from the Badass Beard Care Company. Now, upon reading, this is a veteran-owned company. I believe a veteran-owned or veteran-supporting company. Got some beard wash in here. Got some beard balm. And also, I mean, talk about in true Guitar Geek fashion, some guitar picks from the Badass Beard Care Company. So thank you to whomever gifted that. That will be put to very good use. Next up, I got not 2, Noah, but 6 tickets to go to Tyler Childers in Missoula in October.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm excited because the whole Acoustic Life crew is going to go, and we're going to have fun because Tyler Childers was a featured artist, and you know what? We're going to see him live.
I'm excited about that one.
We oftentimes listen to Tyler here in the studio, and it's like, man, his songwriting is so stellar. There's times I just come in and put it on repeat, and Noah's like, can we just move on a little bit? 3 hours of Tyler Childers is fine, but can we please move on? So we're going to go see him in October. Very excited about that. And last but certainly not least, and something really important, this showed up in the mailbag. It's a Santa Cruz Vintage Southerner, and I'm very excited to play it. So, of course, more on this in maybe a future episode of Acoustic Tuesday. I can't let the cat totally out of the bag, but this came in, and I'm really excited about it. So that's the mailbag, Noah. What'd you get?
Yeah, we discussed that. I got tickets to Tyler Childers.
So I want to keep going here. I want to keep the train rolling and tell you what I'm listening to this week. This week I wanted to feature an artist that, well, I've been meaning to feature her for a very long time on Acoustic Tuesday, and I feel like finally the stars aligned. Finally, everything lined up just right, and you'll see what I mean, to finally feature Courtney Hartman. Courtney Hartman is probably most associated with the bluegrass group, the all-female bluegrass group Delamay, and of course Bourgeois Guitars. You've probably seen her on an ad or two. She is one of the finest flat pickers, I think, of the modern age, if I can dare say that. I think that's a pretty bold statement, but I think it's very fitting. What I love about her playing is that it finds this balance between delicate and powerful. It's not so delicate that it doesn't make an impact, and it's not so powerful that it dominates. It sits right in the middle. Her playing really serves the tune. She serves the situation, whatever situation she's in, be it a solo performance on up to a full bluegrass band. And she sings awesomely well as well. She has this vocal quality where she pushes her voice, but in the best possible way. So I want you to know about Courtney Hartman, but I want you to know artistically what she's been up to. Now, I've referenced her playing, and of course she does the solo thing, she does the duo thing, she does the full band thing, but I want to take you through a bit of a journey here, so come along with me. First, we're actually going to watch Courtney play a tune, Willow and Oak, that I think you'll really enjoy, and I think it really showcases how amazing of a solo performer she is. So let's actually listen to that right now.
Time was solid gold. You and I would walk for miles by the river, still and clear and cold. You would hold my arm, pull me to your shoulder. Nothing could have done us harm. 'Cause you, the proud and princely oak, and I, the willow shading all the boats. We would watch them slipping by, and they're gone. All the branches fall, young in the springtime.
What I love about that particular song, or just little performance, is the tone that she coaxes out of her guitar while singing. I mean, she has this great inclusion of not only the melody, but really strong rhythm while she's singing. And she has the ability to fill musical space very well, which is why I think she's such an awesome solo performer. Now, let's bump things up a notch, shall we? Let's actually we're going to listen to her playing with Robert Ellis. Now they're going to do a John Hartford tune here called "Old Time Riverman," and this is a great example of how well she interacts with just one other musician, both playing guitar, but really a very cool musical conversation.
1, 2, 3.
Now, I should note here that I want you to also pay attention to her singing and just the balance between the playing and the ceiling. And the balance between the playing and the singing. What did I say? Ceiling?
Yeah. That's okay.
It's just she has this ability to toe the line between just those three amazing aspects of her playing: the actual technical proficiency in the notes she's choosing, the solid rhythm, and the way that her voice really accents everything. It's a delight to listen to. So again, I want you to know about Courtney Hartman away from the band Della Mae. Now, that being said, I think I do need to say Della Mae is an outstanding bluegrass band. I mean, if you like traditional bluegrass pushed to kind of a more modern level, Della Mae is outstanding. So here's my prescription for you. Okay, here's how I want you to listen to Courtney Hartman. Okay, very first, check out her solo EP called "Nothing We Say." I just listened to this morning while I was making breakfast, and it's just it's a great example of how diverse a player she is. Next up, I want you to check out her duo album with Robert Ellis. I think this is the most recent album that she's on. Now, this album's called Dear John, and it's a tribute to John Hartford. So they take a bunch of John Hartford tunes, and it's just the two of them playing them. It's a treat to listen to. Also was on when I was playing breakfast this morning. Not at the same time as her solo EP. See, it takes me a while to make breakfast, so I listen to both. You got the dishes, you got to make it, you got to eat it. I was able to listen to both albums. Then, after you've checked those out, dive into the Delamay catalog. Starting off first with their first album, This World Oft Can Be. The second album, I Built This Heart. And then the third album, the self-titled album, their newest album. The highlight tune off of that newest album is called Boston Town. It's a great, great tune, and just all around a great listening experience. So that's Courtney Hartman for you, and you do yourself a favor. If you love flat picking, if you love great tone, listen to her and check out her music, because you will be very, very, very impressed. All right, Noah. I'm cruising along here, trying to cruise along as best I can. I'm still stuck on somebody stealing somebody else's guitars. I hate that notion.
I understand.
It pisses me off, to be honest with you.
I know.
If I could be so bold as to say that.
I don't want to speak too highly in this regard, but knowing that our Acoustic Tuesday audience is worldwide, I would just love to know that somebody, a viewer out there, hears or knows something.
I know.
And ends up helping out.
I want to, if that happens, we're going to have an Acoustic Tuesday celebration. We'll do a special edition, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's definitely worth celebrating. Speaking of celebrating.
Yes.
Can we dive into some small wins, Noah?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. It's like a thing. I like to just do that all the time. And I can't even do it like I want to do it. Anyways, let's jump in.
All right,
let's
do
small wins. First small win comes from James M. From Dover, Pennsylvania. I just got a Taylor 855 CE 12-string guitar to add to my guitarsenal.
Nice.
It's a large win. I love it. Thanks for all the Acoustic Tuesday shows. I enjoy them tremendously.
Heck yeah, thanks for watching, and congratulations on the new guitar.
And next one comes from Ray R. Aloha from Mililani, Hawaii.
Nice.
Great show. Love the music recommendations. Small win. I ordered the Dunlop Flow picks, jumbo and standard. Amazing. I especially love the jumbo pick.
Cool.
I'm just learning how to use a pick via Tack Strumming 101.
Nice.
Have a great week.
Awesome. Cheers. Good luck with the pick.
And next one comes from Julie I. Small win. School year is almost over, and my daughter, out of the blue, asked me if I could teach her how to play guitar. Wow, I'm blessed.
That's awesome. That's way cool. That's a great summer project. Heck yeah.
It's a lifelong project, Tony.
That's a very good point, Noah. Thank you for that correction.
You know what I always used to say?
What did you used to say, Noah?
Is I would never say practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah.
I would say practice makes permanent.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a good, wise little saying there. A little quips with Noah Heckman.
Well, it wasn't mine. It did come from somewhere. It's eluding me where it came from.
Okay.
It's not mine originally. Okay, we got two more for you. The next one comes from Richard L. Small win. Just added a Gretsch Jim Dandy guitar to my guitarsenal in time for the Acoustic Life Festival.
Hell yeah. Way cool.
Right. Obviously, that was he used it, and it was a great small win for him.
Absolutely.
And the last one comes from Daddy-O. Small win. Got a nice Father's Day present from the kids. Pavilion seats at Ravinia.
Oh.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
In Chicago to see Tommy Emmanuel opening for Alison Krauss, a nice Illinois girl. Need I say more?
That is awesome. That is way cool. I saw Buddy Guy at the Ravinia. Like long ago. This was when I lived in Chicago, obviously. But it's a great place to see a show.
Golden Grenade, we kind of opened for him once.
Who? Buddy Guy?
Buddy
Oh, that's
Guy.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Moods of the Madison.
Yeah, that's right. That's our small wins for today, Tony.
Awesome. Thank you, Noah. Thank you for sharing those small wins, and of course, thank you for sharing your small wins with us. If you want to share your small win on a future episode of Acoustic Tuesday, it's super easy. In the comments below the YouTube video, just put #smallwin, and please describe your small win for us. Maybe you got a new guitar. Maybe you got killer tickets to see an awesome show. Maybe you're teaching somebody guitar. Whatever the case may be, we want to know. So please share your small win with us, or small wins, plural. There can be more than one. All right, let's move on, Noah. We've got a lot of things to discuss so far, and one of the things I want to discuss,
Yes.
one of the things I want you to do as an Acoustic Tuesday viewer is to please leave a comment on the show. Let us know what you think about the show so far. Did you make a new discovery? If so, please let us know in the comments. It never hurts to go ahead and let us know where you're tuning in from, because we love to give shout-outs on the show. And speaking of those, Noah, we have shout-outs. Is this correct?
We do. And the first one, I have one up first, very timely. This comment and shout out comes from Dawn. It says, Tony, just heard you ask. So I'm watching from Boston.
All right. Heck yeah. That's
ne-
where Della May met, by the way. Sorry. A little trivia. Just throw it in there.
No, I've now gotten used to the guitar geekiness dumb just taking over. Next comment shout out comes from Cheryl G. Cheryl from Alder, Montana.
All right. Just
here
over
in
the
our-
hill?
Yep, right here in our backyard. Just home from a cross-country trip to Massachusetts and back, enjoying this Acoustic Tuesday and looking forward to all the guitar geeky things to come.
Sweet. She was on the East Coast. Are you making an East Coast thing? Is this a thread that I'm sensing? Boston, she got back from the East Coast. What's next?
No.
Okay.
No rhyme or reason.
Okay.
Just intuitively what happens.
No, okay.
Okay. Next comment and shout out comes from. Should I say the shout out comes from or goes to? Because it's like
Goes to.
they're giving us shout outs, we're giving them shout outs.
I think either one's fine.
Okay. So this shout out goes to Ted R. Hello, gents from Long Island, New York. I'll be saying hello from Amherst, Massachusetts next week as we make a big move north. And there's another one from the East Coast that
I know.
didn't plan on.
Well, good luck on the move.
So Cheryl did come back home to Montana, so
Yeah.
I did mention Montana. And next one comes from Poor Boy Ryder. Say that 5 times fast. Okay, you don't want to try? Okay.
No, I don't.
So Poor Boy Ryder says, greetings from Wyoming.
All right. Our neighbors to the south and east.
That's right. And so glad that he's so close to us here in Bozeman. Woot woot.
All right.
And last one comes from Zero. Small. Oh, that's funny.
You doing okay over there today?
I am.
I'm worried about you.
I'm sorry. We did things a little differently today.
Okay.
We did the order differently. So, Zero here says, small fail. Okay, but don't worry. Don't worry. For the first time in a long time, really since I found the show, 30-some shows back, I'm watching Acoustic Tuesday, and it's not Tuesday.
Oh.
I just got so busy yesterday, and I couldn't even watch. I'm sorry. I've let you all down. It won't happen again.
Well, I appreciate that, but better late than never, right?
Right.
At least you're catching it.
Yes, and I wanted to say that one because you can watch Acoustic Tuesday anytime,
Correct.
anywhere, not just on Tuesdays.
Right.
So take heart, Zero. You're not a zero, okay? All right, Tony.
Yes.
Can we end this section? We got some, your Guitar Geek when.
Please. I
Rolling
love
in
hearing these.
some
I know
this
we
week.
didn't have any last time, so let's do this.
Let me put on my glasses for this
Okay.
one. I think that's what part of my problem was. Okay, Enrico, not surprised. Throwing in your Guitar Geek when not only you have a few travel guitars and a backpack with strings, picks, cables, etc. ready for the road, but since you spend most of your holidays either visiting your parents or their in-laws, you keep a mini guitarsenal at their place. And in addition, you're planning on building a mini guitarsenal at the in-laws too.
Wow.
So
That's like that's like the parallel of like having a vacation home, but you have a vacation guitarsenal.
this
Right?
is exactly it.
That's fantastic.
That's
That's very geeky.
that's very geeky. Next one comes from Kabayoth. You know your Guitar Geek when you meet a guy selling a guitar in Tulsa, a 1960s Hummingbird, practically unplayed,
Whoa.
and you don't close the sale because the guitar will go to pieces in the Fort Collins, Colorado climate where you live. So what do? You steer the sale to someone in Nashville in the hopes that the guitar will find a good home.
That's paying it forward.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's pretty geeky.
That's uniting guitar geeks as well.
Next one comes from Les. You know you're a guitar geek when you start making your own picks. I've seen
True.
those pick puncher things.
That's a great thing. That's a great little tool.
I'm not a guitar. I've never used one. Does that mean I'm not a guitar geek?
No.
Okay.
It's just it's different paths. We all have our own paths, Noah. It's okay.
Thanks, Tony. And okay, and this last one I saved because I think there's some comments that could be made here. Dave's Guitars. That's his moniker here.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming his name is Dave and he has guitars.
I think that's a proper assumption.
Says, you know you're a guitar geek when you wait to take your guitarsenal picture until your next guitar comes. Now, here's why I wanted to share this one, because I feel like I've been a geek in certain areas before.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You're always going to be getting that next guitar.
Right. So
don't wait.
I was gonna say, you gotta share the picture.
Yeah.
You gotta commit at some point. You just gotta go with it.
So that's why, because I thought if you're always going to be getting that next guitar.
Right.
So we know, take the picture now.
It's true.
Get the new guitars, and then share the picture with us of the new guitar too.
Correct. And speaking, okay, so Dave, I'm gonna just show you. We've got two guitar geeks just ready to show you how it's done.
Yes.
Okay, we got two guitarsenals on tap. And wait, were you done?
Yes, thank you, Tony. I saved the last one. So you were tracking.
We've got two guitarsenals that are very cool, and I'm very appreciative of both Scott C. and Tim K. for sharing your guitarsenals with us. Let's kick things off with Scott C. from Timonium, Maryland. I feel like that's an element from the periodic table, but maybe not. I don't know. Left to right, here is Scott's guitarsenal, a Seagull S6 spruce guitar. The Lohr LM520 mandolin. He's holding a Pono MH20 octave mandolin. Very cool. I saw that immediately. He has an unknown make of a classical guitar. My sister bought it in the 70s. The only label says made in Japan. I recently replaced the tuner pegs as the plastic ones had crumbled. Next up, a very inexpensive Pyle ukulele. It was bought to take on vacation and to let any young children play with it when they are at my house without worrying about it breaking. Very good. You got to start them young. And then last but certainly not least, we have an Ibanez AE-B5E bass. I just recently traded a piece of computer equipment for this. One geeky thing for another. I knew you'd appreciate the bass in there, Noah.
Yeah, always.
Next up, we've got Tim K. from Kitchener, Ontario. Now, I want to say that I believe they used to make hockey sticks in Kitchener, because I remember when I was playing hockey, these are in the days of wood sticks, where I'd see sticks with the name Kitchener on it. So immediately I recognize that. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not true. It sounds good to me, so I'm going with it. So Tim K. from Kitchener, Ontario, he says, your friendly flannel-wearing, maple syrup-loving neighbors to the north. Left to right, he's got an All Mahogany Guild D120CE, an Alvarez ABT60 baritone with an exclamation point, I might add. He's holding a boomy 1971 Martin D18, and he has a Larrivee OM03 Sitka spruce with silver oak back and sides. Those are some awesome guitarsenals, and I want to thank both of you for sharing them with all of us here on Acoustic Tuesday. And if you want your guitarsenal shared on an Acoustic Tuesday episode, it's super easy. 3 simple steps. Order yourself a guitarsenal shirt. There's a link right beneath this video. Put that guitarsenal on and then take a picture with all of your guitars. Rather, put the guitarsenal shirt on and then take a picture with your guitarsenal. Once you have that picture, submit it at acousticlife.tv. When you go to that website, acousticlife.tv, you'll see a submit button on that top menu. Click that and you'll see a spot to submit your guitarsenal, and you will be featured on an upcoming episode of Acoustic Tuesday. And while I'm talking about acousticlife.tv, I want to remind everybody, any product that I feature on Acoustic Tuesday, if you purchase it from acousticlife.tv, those proceeds will go to Guitars for Vets, and we report on that monthly. So just by being a guitar geek and buying guitar geeky things, you can support an awesome nonprofit organization that really believes in the power of music, the healing power of music. So I'm very excited to always say that, because it just feels darn good. And speaking of feeling darn good, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel yet, please do so. Click that red button to subscribe. Don't forget to click the gray bell so you get a notification of every single video video that gets released. And then, of course, if you want it delivered directly to your email, just click the link in the description and you'll get access to my Guitar Geek list as well as Acoustic Tuesday delivered directly to your email. All right, we got to visit our bearded friend. No.
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you sure?
That's all I've been thinking about.
You don't sound excited. You don't sound as excited as I am.
Well, you're like in the moment right now.
Yeah.
And
You're doing the buttons.
I'm doing the buttons.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'll let you do the buttons.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
So, we're going to hear from our friend Matt. Matt C. from Eddie's Guitars in St. Louis. He made a very special Ask Matt segment for us, and I think you'll know why I included it on today's episode. I'm not even going to say anything about it. I'm just going to let you watch it. So let's visit Matt on the front lines.
Hello again, folks. Matt with Eddie's Guitars coming to you, as always, from St. Louis, Missouri. Pleased to be back with you on another segment of Ask Matt on Acoustic Tuesday. And I have the great pleasure joining me here, Courtney Hartman. Wonderful guitar player, wonderful vocalist, and wanted to bounce just a couple of questions off of her for your folks' benefit. Courtney, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Totally.
And we know that in your travels you've played many instruments. And
Indeed.
I see you playing a lot of Dana Bourgeois guitars.
Mm-hmm.
And do you mind sharing with us why you love them, what speaks to you about them in particular?
Totally. I met Dana when I was about 15 years old, and I was at NAMM for the first time, which was, for me, like the equivalent of going to Disneyland. It's next door to Disneyland. And I would just kind of like hang around the booth. I would go there and go over to Callings, go to all the little guitar spots. And so Dana kind of saw me over the years, and then when I was about 18 or something, saw him at IBMA. Nice. And he let me borrow a guitar for a tour of Germany. It was one of Delamay's early tours. And then from there, we've kind of, as I've grown and shifted as a guitarist, and he's grown as a builder, it's been a really cool relationship to get to, I can say something like, this is what I'm wanting to hear, or this is what I am struggling with, and somehow in like, to me it's a miracle, and it's just, knowledge and expertise, but he can translate that into guitar.
Awesome.
And it blows my mind every time.
Awesome.
But it's really special to have a relationship with a builder who is alive and very present.
Sure.
I love old instruments a lot, but that's a really special thing because his work is artistry as much as my work is artistry.
Certainly.
So I value that a lot. And I play also an archtop by a man named Lawrence Smart in Idaho. Same kind of situation, such a deep artist in what he does, and I feel so fortunate to get to have a direct line to that.
I've seen you playing that archtop in some videos, and that's quite an instrument, I would agree.
It's beautiful, yeah.
And this happens to be one of your guitars here. Do you mind sharing with us what this is?
Yeah, this is a new kind of experimental world for Dana, but I was wanting to see what it would feel like to have a something that felt like you could push it like a dreadnought, but it was
Sure.
a smaller body. So he put just a large sound hole on an Owen body, and I'm loving playing it. It's been really fun. And you can, I don't know, I've had a lot of fun with it.
Awesome.
And it is a bourgeois, but there's nothing on top. It says it in the back.
Hidden on the back?
Yeah, but it's like a cool hip pair of jeans that doesn't have a label on it. That's my guitar.
And I can spy here. This is an Adirondack top, one of Dana's torrified H-tone Adirondack tops, and then Brazilian rosewood on the back and sides for folks wondering perhaps the most classic wood combination you can have. So
Yeah, totally.
in Dana's hands and his kind of level of refinement with that wood combo, that's a pretty astounding instrument there. So very cool. Care to play anything on it at all?
Sure. I've got to grab a pick.
Can you use a little one?
Yeah? Oh, no. It's too little. Yeah. I don't know if it's in tune. We'll find out. have it down a half step, and still it pushes so well.
Super warm sound.
Yeah.
Super warm. And do you use medium gauge strings, light gauge strings?
I use dead strings.
Whatever works.
These are medium.
Nice. Sounds awesome.
Thank you. I play half step down a lot. Because I like how it feels. Certain guitars I think resonate better there. But then it just really trips your brain out.
Yeah.
So I'm learning how to navigate that.
Any of the vocal part of it play into the tuning
Yeah,
down?
I liked how it supports my voice in certain places.
Sure.
And actually I had it down yesterday because of the project with Robert Ellis.
Yeah.
And we recorded and I was a half step down.
Nice.
So both now and forevermore, I have to tune down for those shows.
Something spatial too in a lower
Totally.
tuning. It kind of fills some space that's
Totally.
kind of satisfying.
Yeah, that's a big sound.
No doubt. Wonderful guitar. Well, Courtney, thank you again for joining us.
Yeah.
And to all of you at home, thank you for joining us. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
All right, so I want to thank Matt C. and, of course, Courtney Hartman for getting together and just chatting. It's always cool to hear about an artist's relationship with a luthier. And, of course, I loved hearing her new OM, and I hope you did as well. It's a very, very cool, classy-looking guitar. So I'm super pumped about that and just really appreciative of both of their time because that was just a cool little moment to capture and make an Ask Matt segment. So, again, thanks again, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Now, that pretty much concludes today's episode of Acoustic Tuesday, but first, we have to revisit your Guitar Geek trivia question for the day. So here was your question. Which star-studded bluegrass album recorded in the year 1975 is more remembered for its catalog number than its actual title? Was it Tony Rice's Church Street Blues, J.D. Crowe and the New South self-titled album, Norman Blake's Home in Sulphur Springs, or Mark O'Connor's Markology? Well, if you answered J.D. Crowe and the New South self-titled album, you are absolutely correct. J.D. Crowe and the New South released their self-titled album in 1975, and it very quickly planted itself among one of the most important bluegrass albums in history. It is most commonly known as Rounder 0040. It is revered in part due to song selection, but also because of the players on the album. This album contained quite the potent lineup, including J.D. Crowe on banjo, Ricky Skaggs on mandolin and fiddle, Jerry Douglas on dobro, Tony Rice on guitar, and Bobby Sloan on bass. Since the album was such a part of bluegrass history, I have a little bit of extra lore surrounding the album cover for you. The photograph on the original cover was taken at a hunting club called Boone Creek. The weather was really cold and the photographer was running out of film. The band was just horsing around, and the only picture that really turned out where everyone was smiling was the one that was used. The problem was that JD had his middle finger on his left hand extended, pointing towards Bobby's ear. There were some folks in the bluegrass circles who were offended, so after an initial run of 10,000 copies, Rounder replaced the cover with another image taken later at the same hunt club. I really thought that was a great piece of history, and I never knew that until they reissued the album just last year with that original picture on the cover. So a great album for those of you who have not heard it. Please go to your local record store and look for that album. Ask for Rounder 0040, or of course, that self-titled album by J.D. Crowe and the New South. So that wraps up today's episode of Acoustic Tuesday. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us here. Let's take a sneak peek into next week to see what kind of trouble we're going to get into. Next week on Acoustic Tuesday, we have a viewer recommendation for an artist that is, quote-unquote, the most dedicated artist. Noah and I are going to go fishing, and we're going to fall into a deep well of gear lust. Yes, that's all going to happen next week on Acoustic Tuesday. And remember, you can catch Acoustic Tuesday every Tuesday on YouTube at 10 a.m. And of course, for your fix in between, go to acousticlife.tv. You can do a deep dive on anything I've ever talked about. There's bonus videos. There's extra special links that if you use them to purchase any products, all of those proceeds go to Guitars for Vets, that awesome nonprofit program. So please go to acousticlife.tv, share it with your friends. And of course, we'll see you next Tuesday on Acoustic Tuesday. Cheers.